Good day, my beautiful subscribers and non-subscribers. Today, I want us to learn about nature of what matter. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. You that is watching this video, you are a matter. So in this case, we are going to look at these subparticles that made up of matter. Which let's look at this. Whenever we are talking about matter, we are considering this atom, molecules, considering these molecules. Also consider ions. Ions. So these are the three subparticles that made up what matter. So we are going to look at the atoms. Atoms. What is atom? What is atom? An atom is a smallest particles of an element that can take part in a chemical reaction. Examples of an atom are we have hydrogen atom. Hydrogen, let me write this way. Examples. We have the hydrogen examples of atoms. We have hydrogen. Atom. We also have chlorine atom. We also have sodium atom, and so on. So these are examples of what? And of atom. So we are going to look at the next one, which is the molecules. What is molecules? A molecule is the smallest particles of a substance that can exist on its own and also retain the chemical properties of that substance. So it means that when two atoms combine together, we now do what? We now have what we call the molecule. For example, when examples of these molecules, let me show you. When oxygen, this oxygen, when these two combine together, it forms O2. So this O2 now is what we call what? The molecule. So we also look at hydrogen. When two hydrogen are combined together, we are going to have H2. And this H2, in this case, we call it hydrogen molecule. O2 in this case, we call it what? Oxygen molecule. But when you don't have this subscript 2, but only O, in that case, we call it hydrogen atom or oxygen atom. So this is examples of molecules. We also have other example. We have ozone. We have ozone, which this chemical formula O3. So this one now is a molecule. Another example is chlorine. When two chlorine combine together, we are going to have Cl2. So in this case, we say that chlorine in this form is a chlorine molecule. But if you have only chlorine, only Cl, in this case, chlorine is what? It's an atom. So it is very simple to differentiate between atoms and what? Molecules. Then the number of atoms present in each of these molecules of an element is called atomicity. Let me erase this. This molecule give birth to atomicity. What's the meaning of atomicity? the number of atoms present in each molecules of this element is called atomicity. For example, this one now we have O2. This is O2, which is the molecule. Now, if they ask you what is the atomicity of this molecule, now is what? It's 2, because we have O2 here and it exists as diatomic. So if you are asked to find the atomicity of maybe Na, that is a sodium, the atomicity of sodium here is what? Is 1. Now, if you are asked to find for chlorine in this form, then the atomicity of this chlorine is what? Is 2. So you can see it is very simple. So how about let's look at ions. What is the meaning of ions? What is the meaning of ions? And ions are an ion is a atom or group of atom that carries electric charge. And ions is an atom or group of atoms that carries an electric charge. The electric charge could be either positive or negative. For example, examples of ions, examples, examples of ions, we have chlorine ion in this form. In this case, the charge here is what? Is negative. We also have sodium ion in this form. In this case, the charge here is what? Positive. We also have tetraoxide 6 ion in this form. The charge here is what? Are negative 2. So these are examples of what? Ions. And ions can also be referred to as like radicals, because radicals are a group of atoms, or yes, a group of atoms that carries an electric charge. So these are examples of what? Ions. So this is where we are going to stop in our chemistry class today. In my next video, I'm going to we are going to discuss on electronic configuration. Thank you. Bye bye.